Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Victoria's Cantina. Today we're doing an unboxing and review of the Kenner Jurassic Park Series 2 Ian Malcolm basic figure with launching tranquilizer missile dart. Alright you guys, so if you remember back to the video I did last year where we unboxed the Ellie Sattler figure from Jurassic Park Series 1, then you may remember that I did not own any of the Jurassic Park human figures as a kid. I had the nicest dinosaurs in the line, but for some reason, me and my siblings were just never given the human figures for whatever reason. I guess the dinosaurs were the really cool things in that line, of course. And that's where our focus was. That's what we were most interested in. So it gives me great pleasure as an adult to be able to track down these human figures and own them for the very first time. So what we have here, of course, is the absolutely stunningly beautiful Kenner Jurassic Park packaging, which is just so iconic and something that I remember very fondly from my childhood. And just looking at it here, it just looks so cool. You really can't beat that sunset, how nostalgic that makes me feel. On the card back with the palm trees that are, shadowed out as the sun is setting, because who knows what goes lurking in the dark at Jurassic Park. And the difference also, of course, is you get some more blue intermingled into this packaging because it's a Series 2 item. And you can see that behind Dr. Malcolm and his accessories is a blue background, which kind of makes it seem like the sunset that we got on the Series 1 packaging, as you can see here, is kind of setting down a little bit lower. So now it's actually turning into nighttime. And I just think that's really cool. It's really cool when companies, they make a new series within the same toy line, but they differentiate it just a little bit. And I think they did that in a very tasteful way with the Series 2 Jurassic Park figures. So of course you get your collector card inside the packaging, and you get a look at the figure and all the accessories very prominently displayed within the plastic tray, and I think that looks very nice. I also like how the bubbles have the little legs down here at the bottom, that way you can stand it up. On the back you get a look at the other offerings that are in this Series 2 line. It says Jurassic Park Ian Malcolm with launching tranq missile dart, and some information there on what's inside the box. So you have a look at the Gallimimus hatchling that comes in here. It says this Gallimimus hatchling grew as large as 30 feet and 1,000 pounds and was one of the swiftest dinosaurs on foot. And then some instructions here on Ian Malcolm, how to get his backpack on him, and then how you utilize the weapon that he comes with. It's very detailed. It says place backpack over figure shoulders and fasten at waist as shown. Load dart into launcher, press button to fire. Makes sense. Store dart on backpack peg as shown. Retract collar to pretend to fill, and place launcher in figure's hands as shown. And then of course we get a look at the other really awesome dinos that came in Series 2. Of course the infamously popular and rare Carnotaurus. My little brother had that, and he still has it actually, and I was always a little bit jealous of that. And of course they had the repaint young T-Rex, which looks absolutely stunning there. And what was cool about these is they had the capture gear being Series 2, and we just didn't get that with Series 1. There's the Quetzalcoatlus, and of course the smaller dinosaurs, which retail at the lower price point, and now with capture gear, it says. So if you wanted to own another Dilophosaurus that this time came with capture gear, you'd have to go back. Same with the Raptor, but most of these were brand new for Series 2. Also get a look there at the human figures. You have the Dino Trackers, which were a Kenner invention, and the Evil Raiders, which are the bad guys within that same sort of mythology that Kenner was trying to create. And then new Series 2, it shows you the human figures that were featured in the film, but this time they come with slightly different head sculpts, different paint apps, different accessories, and then a new Alan Grant that was in a new outfit. I also like that it tells you what everything is, which is very nice and handy. I also quite like how it gives you informative information as to what each item is in this line, tells you what it comes with, and that's just so cool. Of course, you get the JP logo down there. It says look for this brand on all official Jurassic Park dinosaurs. If it's not Jurassic Park, it's extinct. And then the barcode there, Jurassic Park Ian Malcolm, says Kenner 1994. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the packaging. Like I've said with other videos in which I've unboxed what many people refer to as vintage figures. If this bothers you in any way, shape, or form, you may want to skip through the video just a little bit. And once again, I do want to give you a disclaimer that I would not unbox a mint in-box action figure that is this old, because that just wouldn't be a cool thing to do. And this one is pretty beat up. It's got the price tag. The bubble's pretty bent in some spots. A lot of creases and stuff. So it's not in very good condition, and therefore I do want to use this one to unbox. So let's go ahead and get started. This one's pretty well sealed. There we go. Good. And everything is coming out. So we have all the accessories. We have the Gallimimus baby. There's Dr. Malcolm. And then we have the card right there. So let's first focus on Dr. Malcolm, and we'll go ahead and measure him right here for you. You can see that he's about a 4.5-inch figure, and it seems like pretty much all the JP figures were about 4.5 inches, which is a little bit different. It's a bit of a departure from the typical 3 3/4-inch figures. And Dr. Malcolm looks really, really nice. I actually think that this is the best overall likeness of any of the Kenner human figures. Whether it be Series 1 or Series 2, just looks a lot like Dr. Malcolm. And he's got some pretty tight pants. I don't quite know if they were that tight in the film, but I mean, he looks good. You know, I don't expect perfection from something like this. It still looks really, really awesome. And I'll give you a close-up here of his face. You can see he's wearing his shades, and it's a really nice look. It looks very, very cool. They did a really good job replicating his appearance, and his hair looks very nice. It's nicely sculpted and textured, and it's black. He's got his sideburns that he's rocking, and the shades look pretty good too. Paint is pretty clean for the most part. Seems like there's a little bit of paint that went over the lenses of the glasses, but the features are very nice. Looks a lot like Dr. Malcolm. You got the nose, the lips. That looks really, really good. I really like what they did with this. So happy to have this. And the rest of the outfit is very close to what he wore in the film. Very, very close. He had his leather jacket and his black button-up shirt, the black pants. No paint detail on the belt. They didn't give any detail to the belt buckle, for example, which they could have done, but you know, it is what it is. The JP tag right there that all Kenner JP figures had for Series 1 and 2. And again, tight-fitting jeans there, I would say. And the shoes look pretty good. I guess you would say those are probably boots. Those do look movie accurate. I think in the movie they were black, but this still looks, you know, pretty good. You see the little buckles right there. And I noticed while watching Jurassic Park recently that he did have the square-toed boots, and Kenner replicated that right there, so that's good. The flesh tone of the figures seems pretty natural in my opinion. Looks really good. The hands look quite nice. They're sculpted in a nice way and painted in a nice way. You can see that he even has what looks to be a little bit of, I guess that's kind of where his fingernails would be, but you know, they didn't really give him much detail. But the outfit itself, of course, you know, nice sculpt work in there, nice wrinkling. And overall, I really dig this. In terms of articulation, of course, very basic. You get a swivel here at the neck. You get swivels at both of the shoulders, and then you get swivels at both of the hips. And he gets almost a full 90 degrees there, so that's cool. So 5 points of articulation, same as all the other JP figures by Kenner. And I think it's sufficient. I mean, it looks good. And I'm just thoroughly pleased with the way that this looks. And it feels so, so nice to finally have a Dr. Malcolm in my collection after all these years. In the way of accessories, Dr. Malcolm comes with a backpack. And looks pretty nice. I like how they did the clear plastic here in the back with the green paint. Or actually, this looks like it probably just is clear green plastic. That looks really cool because it kind of makes it look like it's holding a liquid in there. And the backpack itself, of course, not something we saw in the film, but pretty inventive on Kenner's part. And looks pretty good. Some metallic paint to the straps. And it looks like we can unlatch it simply by pushing that forward. Just like that. To get Dr. Malcolm to wear it, we'll just put it over his torso as the instructions say we should do, and then we'll latch it back here. And this is easier than Ellie Sattler's backpack for sure. It's a little bit of a tight fit though. So it's kind of on, but now it's like pushed up, so we'll just kind of slide it down a little bit. It's kind of hard to get on there perfectly because his coat kind of flares out there at the bottom. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. I don't want to force it too much because, of course, this is an old figure. And I really like it. Don't want to damage it. So that's that. Then we have the gun Dr. Malcolm comes with. You can see there's a spring inside it. And looks okay. It's got a little button right there. And this kind of moves just a little bit. So it seems like this might be a separate piece. And then we have the missile that comes with it as well. And it has some of that same green plastic. This looks kind of cool. I mean, again, not movie accurate, but still pretty neat. And you just insert it in there like that. And this is a crazy huge weapon. I don't know if he's going to be able to stand holding this weapon, but we're going to try. So let's go ahead and launch it. Ooh, that came out with a lot of force. Very cool. And I see that this kind of like moves around. And when it does, you can kind of see that this looks like it's a syringe. It looks like it has markings there where you can indicate like amounts of tranquilizer, serum, or what have you that you want to put in there. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate little attention to details like that. That's really nice. And the packaging indicates that you can attach this to the backpack, and you'll see those little notches right there. And what we want to do is basically just kind of get them in there. They're a little bendy, so should be able to do it without too much trouble. And, well, they don't really go in there. I mean, they don't stay, but yeah, that gives you the idea of how this is supposed to work. But unfortunately, they don't stay put. And then it says to retract the collar to make it appear as you're filling the backpack. Just like that. So very gimmicky for sure, but I think this is pretty fun. You know, kids love this kind of stuff. I love this kind of stuff, and cool. So you can get Dr. Malcolm to hold the gun as shown on the back of the packaging. It is very heavy because, I mean, the size of that gun is just incredibly, ridiculously large. And then, of course, you got the backpack on there, so you do kind of got to bend his upper torso back just a little bit. That way you can compensate for the weight of the gun. But this is really cool. I don't know that I would display it like this on my shelf because it just looks a little strange. But the fact that he can hold his tranq gun and wear the backpack, I think is pretty neat. Which brings us to the hatchling that Dr. Malcolm comes packed with. And this is a Gallimimus, as seen in Jurassic Park. And it looks kind of funny. I mean, I guess it's passable as a Gallimimus. The coloration is quite interesting. It's not just this sort of a brownish tan color, but it's also got purple. It's got red stripes. But I mean, it looks decent for a little hatchling pack, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's kind of just in this little sitting, crouched position. And if you put him with Dr. Malcolm, he seems to be in pretty good skill with him. And looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Not very realistic, of course. Has a little bit of a cartoonish look. What with the coloring, the big yellow eyes like that. Very bird-like, actually. It looks quite a bit like an ostrich. You can see his tongue in there, or her tongue. And a very nice sculpt work on the hands and on the legs and feet. The toes look very nicely sculpted as well. So this is a cute little pack-in, and I love pack-ins. So baby dinos all the way. Now let's see if perhaps we can help Dr. Malcolm blast that poor little innocent hatchling dinosaur. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Haha, that's chaos. And then finally, of course, we have the collector card. And this is an authentic movie collector card, it indicates. This is number 41, Jurassic Park. And we get a very nice portrait there of Dr. Ian Malcolm from the film. And of course, he's lighting up his torch to try and lead the T-Rex away from Ellen and the kids. And this one has the blue outline since this is series 2. At the back says personnel file, Dr. Ian Malcolm. His specialty is mathematics. His background is advocate for the chaos theory, cautioned others about the dangers of building Jurassic Park, And he was right. Movie moments, taking a calculated risk, super cool. Mathematician Ian Malcolm gets in on the action and helps lure T-Rex away from the kids. What are the odds he'll live to regret it? And the trivia here is, in what part of the world was T-Rex predominant? The answer, when you flip the card upside down, is most T-Rex fossils have been unearthed in the western region of the United States. Cool. And you get the little Kenner logo right there. Really dig these collector cards. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Kenner 1994 Jurassic Park Ian Malcolm with launching tranq missile dart. Overall, you guys, I am thoroughly pleased with this. I'm not going to rate it because, of course, I don't rate vintage figures. It's just hard to hold them to the standard that I hold modern toys and collectibles. But if I were to rate it, it would easily be a 10 because it's just so cool for the time frame in which this was released. Very nice likeness to Dr. Ian Malcolm, of course. And I always joke around, I think the world would be a better place if we all had a little more Jeff Goldblum in our lives. And having this figure makes me truly happy. And the accessories are all very nice, a little bit unrealistic, but I think they're pretty cool. I really like the clear green plastic that's utilized on both the backpack and the gun. It really packs a punch when you launch that missile. The hatchling is quite cool. Love the collector card, of course, and the Ian Malcolm figure itself. Really good likeness to Dr. Malcolm. Very nice costume. Very good skin tone coloration on it. It's just really, really cool. So happy to have this. And I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, then I do encourage you to please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this Dr. Malcolm figure, whether or not you're planning on picking it up or used to have it as a child. Be sure and follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news and updates. And stay tuned because there's more Jurassic Park on the way. Until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.